Hello, hello. Welcome to today and today's messages. Let's tune in. Beautiful, lovely, and gorgeous. Okay. Let's see what messages come up for us today. Where are we at? What do we gotta think about? What do we gotta acknowledge? What do we gotta let go of or integrate or transmute? What do we gotta recognize? What's this guy? Fruit fly? I guess it's that time of year. Where the fruit flies fly. Actually, there hasn't been as many as previous years, I've noticed. But why is a fruit fly here? There's no fruit. It's one of those plant flies. Okay. Monitoring spirits. What are we? Loving priorities. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. Priorities in love, yes, feeling the love, choosing the love, being the love, and ownership. Ooh, I love it. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike and learn to love them all as lessons. Beautiful. Taking responsibility for yourself, your choices in every moment, in every situation. Saying what needs to be said, doing what needs to be done, taking accountability for what has already been said or done. Dialogue. Ooh. Ooh. Dialogue is the key to inner peace. Symptoms and stress give me an opportunity to reconnect to the divine wisdom of my body and my life. That's funny. The dialogue, okay, between your higher self and your physical, right? Yes, higher self and physical. Okay. We'll get an Arcturian key. It's confirmation. Beautiful. Okay, so we're speaking about confirmations today of your ownership of self, your priorities for love, and your open communication with the higher aspects of self. This is your confirmation, beautiful, of your gorgeousness. Okay, okay. Okay, buddy. Where'd you go? Okay. Let's do it. Let's tap on in and get a rune. As our first confirmation. It's all confirmations. If you've been seeing a lot of fours lately, that is also a confirmation. Fours have been crazy. Okay, we got Uruz. Holding firm, standing firm in your own confidence and solid standing. This is part of your ownership. This claiming of you, who you are, the choices you make in love, the communications you receive, the confirmations you receive, right? As soon as you try to tell somebody, they're so multidimensional. I've been finding trying to put it into words in a three-dimensional way. It's like a dream, right? Trying to explain a dream. In the dream, in a brief moment, there's a wide range, a multidimensionality to it. And so when you try to put it to words, it just doesn't encompass the whole. And this is true too to your connection to your higher and the confirmations that you receive, right? It's hard to get validation from others who are not entwined, who are not seeing all the dimensionalities to your experience. So don't bother. So don't bother. This is the solo part of the journey, right? Your experiences are your own. I mean, you can share some. There are a few people who can, you know, understand or have glimpsed the multi-dimensional reality and so recognize like that it was a valid and, you know, crazy experience or whatever. But yes, okay, so something about that. Let's look up Uruz here. Strength, power, health, endurance, and manifestation. It's like the holding firm, I want to say, the anchoring in, the grounding in, which is beautiful. Okay. The powerful bull stands strong and unyielding, and obstacles fall away before his confidence and strength. He possesses a deep calm, as fear has no place in his heart. That's right, fearlessness. Beautiful. He is absolutely certain of his own solidly grounded might. A bull, when encountered in your path, is a significant obstacle. Uruz is a rune of untamed power that is neither owned nor controlled. In a reading, it brings a message of strength, courage, and overcoming all that stands in your way. A primal life force, it indicates a time of great energy and health. Business ventures and speculations are successful. There is a sudden breakthrough even when all seems lost. Sudden or unexpected changes occur, usually for the better. And guess what page it's on? It's a 4. Okay. Uruz represents the shaping of power and patterns and the formulation of self. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, force. Yeah, because force came up in our reading yesterday. And then, so we read out of the book what the fours meant. And it's like you are divinely held, protected. Your angels are all around you. We got the guardian angel card. Like it was a whole thing, right? And then I kept seeing fours all day long to the point where it was like, okay, I see you, right? And all day long, the whole thing. And then it was also reading number 544 yesterday, oddly enough, which, I discovered after the reading when I was doing the transcriptions. And then this morning, wow, that was quite the 4-day yesterday. I come across this post 4444 and something with the planets, and there's some basket, okay? And actually, I feel like the basket is kind of like this. It was described as the planets being situated to look like a little basket or some sort of container that is holding your divine gifts. And it's like a collection. Anyway, something about that. And so I actually screenshotted it. And when I screenshotted it, I noticed that the time was 8:44. Okay, so it was like an extra little, like, we're not done with fours yet. Okay. Okay, so we got the 2 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Pentacles. Wow. Speaking of all the things, okay. Gorgeous. So this transition period that is happening, this movement from one area to another. In my prophetic dream, I was ready to go. I knew I was going somewhere. There was this whole other part, and I was ready to go. And I was in like a quiet, like a clinic-y type. There was a bed and some curtains, and it was very quiet. That setting where you're just like, you don't want to disturb somebody who's sleeping behind a corner or curtain or something like that. And there were 2 people talking. And I got the impression that they worked there, whatever, right? And I kind of walked in like, hey, I'm ready to go. And I saw that or heard that they were talking. I couldn't hear what they were saying. They were kind of speaking privately to each other. And so I stopped and was like, started backing up because I'm like, I didn't want to disturb those people. And I did this like go against the wall and kind of slid back behind the wall. And there was a newspaper clipping on the wall there. Anyways, it was a whole thing. But the next part was my point. So there's like this waiting period where I was ready, but it wasn't quite time yet. And then the next scene, we're walking in this white space. I don't know if you've seen Coraline, stop animation, crazy stop animation. But there's a part where she's walking out of the bounds of this illusion that is being held by the creatrix, this web woman. It's a whole thing. Anyways, but it's all white, and you could see like, but yet there was a ground that she was walking on. And then as she started moving closer back to the area, it started to materialize. So there was a period where I was walking and it was all just white, like it was a blank slate. And when the guide who was with me, this older woman, she could have been my future self. She could have been an ancestor, an angel. I don't know. Somebody in the real world. We don't know. I had an inkling, but it's unconfirmed. Anyways, and I asked them, well, what is going to be there, right? I knew I was the essence was I was being moved. I was transporting to a new area. And this person was like, well, what would you want? Right? Because I guess looking at it now, if I was moving to a place where anything that I could think of can be made manifest, then it would make sense that she couldn't possibly know what they would have available there, because it's determined on what I create. And so she was like, well, what did you want, right? So the first thing that came to mind was tea. Will there be tea? And she said, there will be tea. And she said it in a way that was like, basically anything that you could think of will be there, right? And the minute that she said, like, confirmed this, 2 cabins appeared. And there was a masculine standing on the porch, and they were facing each other like mirrored cabins, okay? And I knew in that moment that the other cabin was mine. And I remember thinking, this new place is not going to be so bad, right? Because I got a cute neighbor. Okay. So this message brought to you by all that. So that's what I'm getting from this card, is this white space, okay? This blank slate period, this connecting with your higher self and creating, okay? And then we've got the 2 6s, your victory, your success, your balance, your perspective and position, and following the signs and synchronicities that are leading you there, right? The confirmations. I'm also getting, you are recognizing the signs and synchronicities as communication from your higher self and your spirit team. And this strengthens the bond, right? This is part of your belief system. It's one thing to be like, oh yeah, it's, my divine spirit team talking to me. And it's another thing to be like, it's my divine spirit team talking to me, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm getting holding fast, right? As this transition period, as this recalibration. The pentacles, I feel like it's a physical recalibration. Your body is evolving to hold more light and high frequency. If you are feeling extra tired after you sleep for long periods, it's because your body is healing on all the levels. And, you could also be astrally engaging, fighting all the demons and all that stuff. Yeah. See, we got the Hanged One here. This period of looking at things from different perspectives. It's also, I'm getting that like the upside down. So it's kind of like confirming the astral, right? Where you are in a different environment. And it's the light, okay? So beautiful. Your, my hair, there it is. One non-curly piece. Oop, it's dangling. Okay. So beautiful. Okay, you are engaging in the light realms, hanging out in the light realms, probably working energetically on this transitional period, on the transformation. It's like as your spirit team works on your physical vessel, you're flying around, exploring, and filling the basket. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want these people. I want these experiences. This kind of love. These kinds of relationships. And then you're jumping back in your body and you're like, whew. It's like every time you're weaning your body into receiving more of your light. You don't want to rush it. Then you're barfing, right? Then you're going through physical whatever. This is part of your game plan, part of what you wrote for yourself to ease in. There's probably past lives where you went in too fast, too hard, and there was too long of a recovery period, if at all, right? So you've learned trust your experience in this life and all others, right? Trust your soul's experience and it knowing exactly what is best for you for your greatest and highest good. This is part of the letting Jesus take the wheel, only it's you, your higher you, your oversoul. I had this vision. I was watching one of my videos and I was talking about like your whole soul, and you take a piece of it and you put it into your physical vessel, and there's like this cord that connects your whole soul to your part that is living the life, right, in the avatar, and you're meant to create and ensure a nice clear connection because your oversoul can see, or your higher soul, I don't know, there's actual things, so I don't want to say it's a thing when it's another thing. I just don't have the right word for it yet. Anyways, it was a whole thing, but then what I pictured was the as above so below and the fractals, right? So there was that, but then there was another level, another bigger soul, that chunk that you took a piece out of is connected to, and so on and so forth. And I feel like each of those are like dimensions, okay? Something like that. That was like what I said before, trying to put to words stuff that's happening on multi dimensions into one dimension. It's hard to do, okay? So we got the 7 cups coming up. This is beautiful. This is that overflow. This is what you are working on. In the higher realms, there's confirmation, right? You are pouring into your physical vessel through your higher soul, it's also bringing me back to the anchoring of the 5D and the 3rd D, and the pulling of the 5th dimension and pinning it, anchoring it into the 3rd dimension, and it creating a beautiful funnel. Okay, a funnel of overflowing liquid sunshine. Ooh, we got the moon. Okay, beautiful. Yet to be revealed, the subconscious becoming conscious is what I want to say about that. Gorgeous. And we've got the 3 of Swords. Okay, so this has been coming up for me in my world. Healing parts of the heart. There were some fractures and fissures that needed to be kintsunagi. Is that what it is? Kintsunagi? Kintsume? One of those guys. Where you fill in cracks and breaks and fissures with gold and create something more beautiful than it was before it was broken. And yes, so I recently had some stuff moving and coming up that I didn't realize was still in there. And the minute that came up, I noticed a huge shift, and it was almost like the last of it, right? It's like when you finally plug up all the drafts in a home, and now you're starting to feel the heat, right? Something about that. Also the balance with the sun and the moon, right? Which is gorgeous. Okay. Oh, so I feel like now that you have healed that last bit, grounded in those last wounds, maybe it was forgiveness of self, of the other, a recognition, an acknowledgement, right? These emotional releases and healing can be so subtle, but yet have such an enormous impact. And as above, so below, this is also giving me that subtle shifts in the physical having immense impact in the spiritual, and immense impact in the spiritual having effect on the physical. Okay, because we got the Empress, which is like, yes, okay, she has a fully healed heart in order to hold the love frequency. She understands the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. And she takes ownership of all of them, right? Your misdeeds and accomplishments alike are all lessons. Learn to love them all as lessons. They all contribute to the whole. They're all the stepping stones that bring you to here, right? A recognition of the karmic people in your life that you had to let go of, and their role that they played in your pathway to the point where you had to let go of them, right? Okay, we'll go through one more time and see if anybody wants to come out. Oh, two. Oh, two. 3. 5, 6. Okay. So the first 2 down is a 4. Okay. And it's your balance, it's your centeredness, it's the work that you do to stabilize yourself in the physical, in the 3rd dimension, right? By balancing your physical, emotional, mental, astral, spiritual, all of the things. Gorgeous. We also have 6 cups coming out. This is rekindle. This is kindred spirits. This is beautiful reciprocating relationships. Okay. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is beautiful, being in your independence, taking ownership for yourself. This is part of the Empress embodiment of the physical, right? The Empress is the energetic embodiment of all of the queens and being in the heart space, right? And the physical realm. This 9 of Pentacles, this tending, focus, gratitude on your, in your material. Beautiful. Okay, then we had the King of Wands stepping out. Okay, this is your passionate action, focused, eye on the prize, balanced, light and shadow, masculine, feminine, portal direction. When you are, this is your balance between your beingness and your doingness, taking passionate action when divinely guided, led. And the 3 of Wands. Okay, your ships arriving, coming in, manifesting. Okay, and there's one more card, and it's the 9 of Cups. Okay, it's opportunities, ideas, love en route to you. Beautiful. Whoa. Yes, yes. The balancing and the healing of the heart was necessary to, in order to be open to beautiful reciprocating relationships. Right? If you're closed off, if you're guarded, if you're wounded, if you're jaded, if you're hurt, you're not in a place of receiving, right? It goes along with the Empress. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, blessings. Yes. Blessings are en route to you. And more sun confirmation. Success. Yes. Happiness. Beautiful. The light winning over the dark. The sun coming up. Tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar for tomorrow. Okay. And 34 on the timer. The river. We love a river. And the sustainer. And agape. Beautiful. Okay. The river. A 34. The river, the stream, the flow, the current. There is a reason so many rituals of change and rebirth take place in the river. It is forgiveness embodied in physical form. Without asking anything in return, the river washes away what is no longer necessary, smoothing over sharp edges and accepting all our mistakes and grievances. Once we step in, we are no longer in control. The river carries us further down the stream of transformation than we planned to go. Its waters have a special gift of reflecting back to us a new dreamlike vision. Once the tears have passed, we see ourselves as we haven't before, with a little more lightness, grace, and fluidity. Keep in mind, the you that stands within the river is the real you, full of deep emotion and potential. Nothing to hide, nothing to judge. May you drink in the sight of your true self. Beautiful. I love this balance, right? Because you're holding firm but also flowing, right? Okay, and the sustainer, which is a 24. The peacemaker, the upholder, the preserver. The sustainer, the second archetype in the trio of existence, works behind the scenes, tending to the tasks of life. They cultivate gardens, pay bills, keep the meals warm, and mouths sweetly fed. This is giving me Nine of Pentacles vibes. The sustainer in the physical, right? The sustainer is a piece in the process of life, knowing there is no start or finish to humble yet meaningful tasks. They have a natural inclination to nourish others, to archive, to preserve Earth's resources, to consider environmental impact, to see their role in the divine cycle of life. It's common for the sustainer to become overworked, leading to resentment. Their tasks aren't glamorous, and therefore the sustainer rarely receives the credit or attention. The sustainer longs to hold things in place so badly, especially relationships, that they resist necessary change. Take time with this archetype. It is within us all and needs our love. The sustainer. Okay, I'm getting this is your higher self working in the astral realms, right? This tending, this caretaking often goes unlooked, unacknowledged because we don't know. Because we don't know, but now we do. We know now more than we knew before. Okay, and agape, which is a 72, maybe. It's a 72, maybe. Devotion and unconditional love. Beautiful. What if instead of putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, goddess, or nature at the center? How would this change your approach? Such is the energy of agape. It is alive when we are in awe and wonder, our breath taken away by the sacred force that surrounds us and asks for nothing in return. This card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve. You sense the earthly as the heavenly and vice versa. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form, and like a healing balm to the modern soul, its effects last a lifetime. The agape card may also suggest you reassess what you worship every day. consciously or unconsciously? What are you elevating? What does the sacred ladder you climb, where does the sacred ladder you climb ultimately lead to? Service, reverence, honor, and joy when in light. Spiritual bypassing and righteousness when dark. Agape can also be felt as an overwhelming love of family, partner, community. Recognize it by a deep swell of gratitude. Beautiful. The Greek word agape informs the English word agape. To have the mouth agape is to be awestruck by something of breathtaking delight. We are made humble once again. Wow. Wowza. Okay, so you're holding the light. As you transition, you're holding the love. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. Yes. You are allowing divine timing and seeing all red flags and stepping back. Okay, allow divine timing to reveal all things. Trust your intuition and your inner knowing when something feels off. When you see a red flag, take a step back, okay, and reassess. This is part of the Hanged One card. Being able to see things from a different perspective. When you're hanging out, right? Okay, but we do have 6, 6, and a 6. Speaking of numbers, okay. Positive thoughts, gratitude, spiritual connection. It's all about balance. Beautiful. Okay. When you see the number 666, it is important to reflect on your current life circumstances. Assess whether you have neglected your spiritual well-being or become too focused on materialistic pursuits. The angels are urging you to restore balance and prioritize your spiritual growth while fulfilling your earthly obligations. Balance, right? Okay. Let's just get one love message to go here. Oh, there's 4. There's 4. Too many distractions. Okay, be aware of what is taking your focus. And that's that. What are you feeding? What are you, what is it not worshiping? There's something about that, right? What are you putting your attention to every day that you are cultivating or growing? Okay, cleanse your energy. Make sure it's tight and clean and clear. Allow for the cooperative components to reorganize themselves and meet you where you're at. And another, protect your energy, okay? This is the standing firm. This is the balance. This is the holding of the love vibe. This is you being gorgeous, right? Okay. This is the beautiful reading for today. Okay, lots of gorgeous things. You have completed your heart healing, which is gorgeous. Balance, peace, and reciprocation, right? Yes, thank you. I'll take it and I'll make it mine. Okay. That is it. Love you, appreciate you, and hope to see you next time. Okay, bye for now.